startup is going to be on the subject of snacks, which conveniently Gil kind of teed up for us in the prior session. But it's an exciting new snack manufacturing technology that I'm going to let Gil introduce. And Roy is the CEO and founder.
Hi, everybody. So Howard and Nick came in a few months ago and asked for a few tips on a few companies that I think should be spotlighted. And immediately Torr was among a few that I brought up. And Torr actually helped us in Mondelez break all the rules of our CVC. Our CVC was mainly supposed to focus on the US and on investing in brands. And Torr doesn't meet any of these criteria. It's a company based in Israel, and it's food technology. And by the way, we're also supposed more to invest in Series A, and we invested here in a pre-seed. And all these reasons are because we were so excited about this technology. We have been waiting for years to see something disruptive in how snacks are made from a taste and nutritional perspective. And we believe that Torr does that with the technology, not a brand. So there's real science behind this. And I'll let Roy, the CEO and co-founder of the company, tell you more about that.
Thank you, Gil, and thank you, Howard, for hosting me. And hi, everyone. I'll jump into the deck. Just a second. I think the host is able, if you can help on that one.
You're having problem sharing? Is that the problem?
Yeah, yes, correct.
Oh, okay, hold on a second. Let me see if I can get them to fix that.
All right, sorry about that. We are looking at the permission, sorry.
Not a problem. We'll start in a second.
All right, that's fixed now. Thanks.
That's worked now, thanks. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, so hi, everyone. As I was presented, I'm Roy Naaman, a co-founder and CEO at Torr FoodTech. And I think that when we all think about snacks and about food, one thing always comes to mind, and that's culinary and taste. And if there is one thing I learned in my 20 plus years in the industry, that taste is king. And we believe that when we're going to create snacks, and also consumer believing that, they want some upgrade. They want to have eating and culinary experience in one bite. But unfortunately, as Gil was saying, the technology today is inferior, and in many cases that cannot be done, and I will elaborate as we go and what we are bringing into the table. And minimally processed and clean eating, I would say, are two of the biggest trends of the decade, and they are still coming strong without a stop. And actually, our technology will be able to blow it wide open in different categories and in different areas of consumption. And when I want to talk about snacks, I always start by asking people if you ever wonder how a multi-ingredient snack is made. And actually, the hard truth is that natural ingredients are crushed and glued together. And this glue actually masks all the original flavor we love. So although we can see a carrot, actually we cannot taste a carrot. We see an almond, we see a pecan, but we don't get the flavor in. And also that glue takes away from natural nutritional values. And surprise, surprise, this glue is sugar, and actually a whole lot of it. And the industry have tried to play with that sugar from a marketing perspective, but not from a technology perspective. So they used to call it high fructose syrup. After came the honey, the maple, and all kind of creations. But at Torr, we have a name for that. We call it sneaky sugar because it actually enters the snacks we love, masks all the flavors we love to eat. And this is how sneaky sugar look in the real life. So you can see marked within the ingredient list, honey, glucose syrup, and sugar. And if you can see in the label, actually 16% of this product is a binder, is a glue, is added sugar. And we have a vision in Torr. We want to disrupt all of the snack industry with our cutting-edge IWell technology by providing consumer a no added sugar, tasty culinary experience. So yes, we want to have both. We don't want to have a binder, we don't want to have a sugar. We want to make it culinary, we want to make it tasty, and also with good nutritional values. And the vision is always great, but many people say that execution is equally important. And I had the pleasure of founding Torr with two of my amazing partners, Mr. Yoel Benash and Gili De Picciotto. Both are top talented food scientists that brings into the table years of experience from factories and from 3-star Michelin restaurant. Between Gili and Yoel, you would find anything you want to know about how to develop food, how to create snacks. And this is also why, as Gili was mentioning, we had the pleasure of starting our journey with partnership with Mondelez. And about myself, more than 20 years experience in the CP industry, including C roles in local and global companies across the world. And now I think you're curious to hear about iWeld. So this is the heart of Torr. iWeld is actually an innovative and breaking through technology that actually allows to weld food together. So we use mechanical pressure and ultrasound energy for the creation of minimally processed healthy snacks. So if I need to say in one line, yes, we weld food. I will deliver snacks that has no sugar binder. They are instantly made. You get a personal and pure experience with real healthy food feel in your mouth. And sometimes one picture tells 1,000 words. So you can see to your left under the electronic microscope how a sugar binder look like. So you would see 2 almonds, and actually they are wrapped in this crystallized sugar. That's how a binder look like. And when your mouth, or I would say your tongue, are gonna meet those 2 almonds in a bar, actually you're gonna meet that sugar before. To your right, you can see how that look in Torr. So instead of a binder, we do not replace sugar, we just don't need it. You would see the welding point, and those 2 almonds becoming as one with the welding point. That allow us to create snacks, because snacks is about ingredient coming together and a mix of culinary and flavor. And when we start to leverage our technology into application, our first application is a new bar, and we are happy to introduce the world's first sugar binder free. You get natural taste and look with no sugar masking. On top, our technology allows us to bring a multi-textural bite. So when you eat a Torr bar, you would feel something very different because there are layers which are welded together. The bite itself is very unique and tastes like no other. But our story, as Gil Howard was presenting, is a snacking platform. So bar is only the beginning. So we have many more categories that we believe we can disrupt with our iWeld technology. So when we look at cookies, we look at multi-texture and gluten-free. So the way cookies gonna be made will be totally different. We look at welded vegetable. So when you weld them together, you get very thin crust like leather that can be worked as gluten-free crackers. You can also use in pizza crust and other bakery to replace gluten-based crusts. The world of protein bites is very interesting. So we are already developing few applications that are based on jerky, on cheese, and the ability to combine more good and nutritional ingredient with those 2 elements, combine perfect bites, which you cannot find today on the shelf. And looking a bit into the future, we are well connected with the plant-based industry. And when we look at cellular agriculture, eventually those raw material we need to find their way to the consumer. And we believe that our platform can combine them in snack, create accessibility, and allow them to meet the consumer faster. But why actually we started with snack bar? First, we know from many researchers that consumers already know that they are just sugary treats. So I met a few people say, no, I'm not eating those bars. It's all sugar inside. It's all tastes like sugar. It's a candy. It's actually not a good bar. And we know that our tech can change that. Also, as I said, the welded bar looks and tastes like nothing before. So the multi-texture and the way of making create a whole different eating experience. And it's a big market. By 2025, we expect it to hit more than $30 billion only in that market. So imagine that market plus other categories that will come into play under the Torr technology represent more than $100 billion opportunity. And what's our business model? So I learned in my experience that it's always good to have a diverse business model that allowing you to develop in parallel few direction and make sure the company keep growing and start to generate revenue and growth. So the first one is retail, second one is personalized, and the third one is D2C. I'll try to go briefly on each one of them. So when it comes to retail, the scope is putting Torr-based technology, or as we call it, powered by Torr products on the shelf. And when we look at at a geographical point of view, what we are doing is a smart split. In some markets or in some territories, we are partnering with multinational players. And then what we do, we already started to do that with few, and we are in the course of executing it with other. It's actually a joint development agreement, and then we create a product which is powered by our technology and can be produced for that specific player for that category. On the other hand, in some specific territories, we would like also to produce individually and start to penetrate the market in order to meet the consumer and deliver innovation faster. So between those both, we have plenty of opportunity to meet the shelf. Manufacturing-wise, we are starting now in order to base the technology and make the right fundamentals for it. So we will start to produce internally in our new pilot plant. And in the future, we see also cooperation with third-party manufacturer, allowing us to focus on what we love to do. Our second model is innovative as well. Our tech is the only one that allows you to create on-premise bar or a snack with our technology. So it can be combined together. Select, weld, and snack within seconds. So just imagine how cool it can be to enter your hotel, your coffee, maybe your office space, push few buttons on an iPad and create the snack you like from visual ingredient you can see in those cartridges. We also have a very interesting green angle here, as though cartridges will be sustainable because they will be refilled again and again in a recyclable packaging that takes out the need for more heavy and thick packaging. Will create also a very solid green experience for consumer. So here again,
Roy, you have a question in the chat. Maybe we're running out of time, so maybe we can try to. Yeah.
All right.
You see the question? The question is, can you describe the welding agent? What is it made from?
The welding?
Yeah.
The welding agent?
Yes.
The welding itself is built out of our machines, which use ultrasound and energy. So there's no need in any binder. And I said that brings all the ingredients together. Maybe I'll finish in a minute and then we can go to the Q&A. That would be a bit easier. So, and last is direct to consumer, allowing to consumer in future go online, design their own snack and prepare it for them, giving the packaging, the ingredients and the thickness, and all of that in mass production with competitive cost. From a time horizon, that will be my last slide. So we started with a vision in 2019. In Torr, we moved very fast. We already in March had a POC. In July, we did a seed investment with Mondelez International and the Strauss Group. We started also to develop our machine. In March, we have already a commercial production line that will be positioned in July, this July, in our pilot plant, allowing us already to produce and ship to the US for a pilot we are doing in the retail. So that's a bit our journey, and we are more than happy to take questions now.
Yeah, so I think the answer that you gave for there's only one question in the chat is that there is really no welding agent per se. It's just that your process permits the pieces to be welded or bound.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. We do not replace the sugar with other binder or any other agent. It's a technology itself.
Right. All right. Well, we're almost out of time, Roy, but you have maybe one other question, which is, how would you rank your different channels that you're going to be using? It sounds like you're going to be selling your own product. You're going to be licensing maybe your technology. You're going to be distributing your own machine that'll allow people to make their own snacks. How do you rank all of these?
No, I think it's ranked as it was presented. That's a great question, Howard. So now the focus of the company is partnering with the partnership we have globally and start to produce product with our technology jointly with those players. I cannot name them all, but we have a few of things which are already taking place and a few in very different ways of development. Only after that we will start with those machines that brings that experience into the points of sale and into the food service sector. And D2C will be final as the technology will be more matured for that. So that's a bit few years horizon, which I think is key for people here in the crowd, like investors, to understand the full potential and the full span we are looking at Torr.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Roy, for that presentation. Very, very interesting. I hope to be snacking on your snacks soon. Unfortunately, if we were in person, I assumed that you would have brought some snacks for us, but
Yes,
not-
of course, Howard, you have to trust me that the taste is unforgettable, really
Okay.
unique and interesting.
Thank you very much.